Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Star Wars fans, or haters of all ages, we're back at it again. It is good to be back. Recently, I just did my review of Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3, the final season. If you guys have missed out on that, you guys can find it in either the TV show, All Things Star Wars playlist. I also have a playlist that covers everything for Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, and Resistance. So you guys can find that here on the channel. Star Wars Disney Plus 2024 show, The Acolyte, has officially started. Total of 8 episodes. This is my first impressions review based on the very first 2 episodes that got released yesterday. It is weird how they're releasing these episodes on Disney Plus. So the episodes are dropping on Tuesday at 9 p.m. EST. I don't know why they don't just do it midnight at 12:01 on a Wednesday, but they're doing it this way. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've had zero excitement for this show. Zero. The trailers didn't get me excited. They didn't give me any sort of hype, dopamine. I didn't get any hope. And to be honest, the people that are behind and also in front of the camera for this show didn't persuade me to actually care. The people writing, producing, directing, and acting of the show have stated that they either have no clue what Star Wars is about. They've never watched Star Wars ever in their life. They haven't seen anything Star Wars, so they're just in this Star Wars universe for the sake of a paycheck. Or they basically just want to push the message and their own opinions and use Star Wars, the universe, as a platform to push their agenda instead of just making a Star Wars show for the sake of making an entertainment product. Okay? And the best way that this is shown off is through Disney's proof that they're crooked. And they do not understand certain terminology. And I wish that my channel was big enough in capacity that they'll probably be able to hear what I'm about to say. Yet, because my channel is so small enough, you guys can understand for a fact that I am not paid by a single person. Okay? I'm not a lobbyist. I didn't get paid by Disney or Lucasfilm to say good things about their Star Wars product. Okay? I am completely fair and honest. If you make a good entertainment product with a good plot, good characters, good usage of practical and CGI effects, I will applaud you. Okay? Like Godzilla -1 or Dune Part 2. But if you make something that is completely boring and almost puts me to sleep, like this show almost did for the first 2 episodes, because, nothing happens. It's just characters walking around and talking. You can understand that when it comes to Star Wars is the universe I grew up with. Okay, I am a Star Wars fan of the original trilogy. I grew up watching that stuff on VHS. I'm sorry, on VHS constantly. That was my weekend binge, is rewatching those 3 original films Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? I've seen those films so many times, I probably got them memorized backwards. But Disney and their Disney Star Wars has really come full circle. Star Wars The Acolyte proves that Disney wants diversity in Star Wars. However, just based on the trailers, and I saw this coming, unfortunately, and I was right. And remember, this is based on the first 2 episodes. Okay, we're 2 hours out of 8 episodes through this show. There is not a single, not one, straight, white, male character in this show. Okay? I just want to point that out there for a moment. You can even go back and rewatch the Star Wars Acolyte trailers. You prove to me where there is a straight white male character. They've got a bazillion aliens, a bunch of women, a bunch of black women, a bunch of gay characters. They've got a bunch of Asian characters, but no white characters. Okay? Just want that to be out there. Also, I have no problem with this inclusion thing, okay? But it's not diversity. There is no diversity, there's no inclusion if you're not going to have the 80% of your Star Wars fan base be able to have somebody to latch onto. Okay? About 80% of Star Wars fans, Disney, are straight white men. And that's how it started, and that's how it's going to be. So stop trying to make a TV show or a movie in the Star Wars universe that pleases everybody. Because when you try to please everybody, you please nobody. You go woke, you go broke. Okay? The whole point of this show is this murder mystery plot theme element, okay? Like, oh no, somebody killed a Jedi. Why? Who are they? Why are they doing this? What's their motivation? And that's cool and all. But the show tells you everything instead of showing you everything. Okay? There's this phrase, and it's perfect for this show. You're supposed to show, not tell. You're supposed to show, not tell. This show tells you everything. Instead of letting your audience, which by this point is probably ranging from 18 to 60, okay? That's the age demographic of Star Wars. Let your audience figure it out, Disney. Treat your audience like they have more than one brain cell and can actually figure out what's happening. When you tell the audience something, it lessens the impact of the twist and turn, the surprises, the revelations. The very first episode ends with telling you who the Acolyte is. And then in the second episode, not only are they constantly reminding you who the Acolyte is, but then they take it a step further and tell you why she's killing these Jedi and what her motivation is. And why she's so able to kill a Jedi with ease without a lightsaber. Okay? The first two episodes literally spoils the murder mystery element, which is what the show's about. The whole point of the Acolyte is to figure out who the Acolyte is, why they're killing Jedi, what's their motivation. But in the very first 2 hours of this 8-hour show, they have told you everything you need to know. Everything. So please explain to me why in the world I need to care about watching episode 3 through 8. I don't care about figuring out who the Acolyte's master is. I don't care about seeing a Wookiee Jedi. I came to figure out who the Acolyte is. But because Disney has incompetent writers sitting in their offices and don't have any experience whatsoever of being able to write a show, unlike things like, oh, I don't know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Lost, I have no enthusiasm. The show has literally just told me everything I wanted to know. Why would anyone with a brain cell, with 2 brain cells or more, want to continue watching the show when they have literally given you the answers? And they have literally given you the answers to the whole point of the show. What's the point of this show? And I'll tell you what it is. Okay? It's the fact that the people behind this show hate men. And they have said so in interviews. You can go watch the interviews online. And it shows in the show. Men are totally treated like incompetent fools. They're constantly being, oh, I'm a drunken bastard and I sell poison and I work at a drug shop. Or you've got Padawans constantly contradicting their masters on everything. You've got people that are women or alien women that are the same level in the Jedi Order to a male character, and they are higher up than them, even though they're on the same master-like level when it comes to the Jedi Order. And so somehow the women give the men orders. If that's not female empowerment and messaging signaling, I don't know what is. I don't understand why I should care about watching more of the show. I'm going to watch the rest of the show. I know I put out a poll a while ago asking you guys about the Acolyte. And even though I kind of can see where this is already going in terms of the quality of the show, by the way, is horrendously bad. This does not look good in terms of sets. It looks like copy and paste of things from like The Mandalorian. Like the beginning opening planet looks like something straight out of Ahsoka. There's another ice planet, and I'm just like, okay, this is like a reused asset from Mandalorian season 2. it just looks copy and paste. It looks cheap. The sets look cheap. Everything looks cheap. It doesn't feel Star Warsy, okay? I'm not excited to watch more of it. I want to see where it goes. I do want to see how it concludes. It's not a horrible show, okay? It's got its Disney-fied problems within, okay? But it's not the worst thing on the planet. I've seen much worse. So, in case you guys are wondering where this takes place in terms of the timeline, the show is set 100 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. So it does give us a first glimpse at the live-action High Republic era. I have no idea what the High Republic era really is about. I know about the Old Republic because I played those games. And then we obviously have the prequel trilogy. So the High Republic takes place between the end of the Old Republic Wars, where there was thousands of Jedi and thousands of Sith battling each other with bounty hunters and whatnot, taking sides. And then we had High Republic, and then we had the Republic era with the prequel trilogy of Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. So there are like little Easter eggs and references. Like we get to see the Trade Federation in its early stages here in the show, which is kind of cool. Overall, guys, The Acolyte, it's another Star Wars show. It's just something to help you pad out your, reason for having the Disney Plus subscription. Like I said, 8 episodes, so they're going to have 6 more, 1 episode per week. And I will do a final review once episode 8 concludes, so look forward to that. But I'm just not, gung-ho excited to continue watching. But I am curious to see, what happens and how they wrap everything up. And I'm curious how it's going to tie into The Phantom Menace. So, based on my first impressions, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent day, and I'll see you guys on the next video or stream on Twitch at Douglas447. Bye, guys.